Welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how I made several of these challenge coin displays. Coming up next. Hey, I'm Chris from Iron Horse Woodcraft, and I was given this piece of live edge ash, and I had it sitting outside for a few years, not really knowing what to make with it, until finally I decided that it could become several small challenge coin displays. Challenge coins, in case you were wondering, are given out in policing and military units, either as a thanks, recognition for good work, or in some cases just as collector's items. This piece didn't have a true straight edge anywhere, so I used a jig for the table saw that allowed me to clamp it down and run it through the saw, giving me my first true edge to reference off of. To save from wasting too much material, I crept up to the cut with several passes. Look at all that bark. It would be a shame if something would happen to it. I know there's a debate amongst woodworkers to leave the bark on or to take it off. I belong to the side that removes the bark. As the wood continues to dry, the bark may run risk of detaching, leaving a mess in the person's house, and may actually look very unsightly. The next thing I'm going to do is clean up the edge using a wire brush on my drill, and then I'm going to run it through the planer to even out the thickness on it. Next I measured out the flat portion, and I figured I had room for about 3 rows clear without running into any of the sloped live edge. I set my table saw blade height to 1/4 of an inch depth and cut the slots, but I really didn't track my thickness very well, and it showed later on. I found later that none of this was actually a very good size, so I ended up having to be recut, but we'll get back to that. I cut them down the entire length, and I was hoping that this would save myself some time later on, because now it's just a matter of cutting them up on the miter saw down to 6-inch blocks. After a little bit of sanding, they were finally ready for some oil. I ended up going with the Grand Finishings finishing oil. It's an all-natural oil that smells great and really brings out the grain in the ash. It was only after I finished all the cutting that I placed some coins in the slots for some photos, and I wasn't really happy with the results. The 1/4 inch depth wasn't really deep enough, and I hadn't cut them evenly, so only some of the slots would take the thickest coin that I had while other ones wouldn't. I measured my thickest coin and then took the pieces back to the table saw, now cutting them down to 3/8 of an inch depth and evenly at 3/16 inch thickness. Taking the time to measure out the cuts more carefully certainly paid off. A light recoat of the finishing oil gave these challenge coin displays the happy ending they deserved. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.